Del Smith Certified Coach, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, and right up here I have Instagram. How's everybody doing? I won't be able to see your chat yet, but I'm going to hang out and see who we see. Sometimes Restream lets me see your chat across all the different platforms right here on my screen. And the light, yeah, I'm now live on YouTube. I just got that. I got 2 people watching. Shout me out wherever you are, Facebook, YouTube, if you're watching, Twitter, Periscope. Let me know who you are. Just shout me out in the comments. Today is Free Book Friday. Yeah, I've been doing it all month. Most of you know on LinkedIn and also on Instagram that I've been giving away free copies of No Thanks, 7 Ways to Say I'll Just Include Myself, to people who buy branded apparel on a Friday. Okay. We've been doing that every Friday in the month of September. That's been our promotion. In fact, there's some other promotions going on. I don't want to confuse you, but there's a book club deal we'll talk about later. And then also, if you buy branded apparel on a Friday, I will ship you a free copy of No Thanks. But today, hey, Amanda Rogers, how you doing? Good to see you. Some folks from high school. That's pretty cool. So listen, today is going to be a little bit different because I'm just going to randomly give these 2 away, okay, to people who have to be live on the live. And let's see who is on Instagram, y'all. Can I show my age for a second? I have to put on my glasses and look because it's so little. Diva by Cindy. Hi, Cindy. How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so want to talk to you guys about what's coming up with the book over the next month. So October is going to be really neat because I promised you that I was going to bring some of the voices from the book to you live, absolutely live. Now, how many of you know who's in the book? Who's been reading? Okay. It is my story, but I also bring in the voices of many of my mentors and sponsors, names that you probably know. These are the people that help me to center myself and flip privilege on my own and move in and out of corporate with no problem and into leadership roles and do what I needed to do. Okay. I want you to have that same freedom. Right now, I'm an entrepreneur. You know that entrepreneurial mindset is key to this concept of no thanks. And it doesn't mean you need to go out and start your own business. It's the way you think. It's the way you attack change. It's the way you instigate change. It's the thing that makes you a transformational leader. So if you're inside of a company, Xerox called it entrepreneurship. Okay. If you're outside of a company, that's entrepreneurship. You know, that's small business. You run it yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. If you're inside of a company and you also have a small business, no. We do not call it side hustle. Okay. This specifically for my LinkedIn watchers, my Facebookers, my Instagram, Twitter, all of you. You need to understand if you have credentials and you use plans and processes to grow business, you, my dear, are not Ray Ray. Ray Ray hustles, okay? Ray Ray is just trying to get that next dollar, that next whatever it could be. There's no plan in place. You know, whether he's going to pawn something or if he's going to, sell something in the beauty shop. That's what Ray Ray does, okay? We do not side hustle because we are elevating the way we view ourselves despite the way the workplace may look at us. We are the most credentialed group, the group with the most advanced degrees. Thank you, U.S. Census, for pointing that out. We've got the credentials. So I call it extrapreneurship. Take the word, use the word. It's yours, okay? It just means that while you're working for somebody else, you are also working for yourself to diversify your income, upskill, okay? Bring other great skills and sensibilities to the job that you have inside, right? That's what this is about. If you can instigate change, manage through change, If you have the guts to be an entrepreneur, you got to believe me that you can manage in corporate, okay? So listen, Free Book Friday. What I just talked about is the core and guiding principle in this book. But there are voices in the book that you need to hear from. These are ladies who have made it to the executive suite. These are ladies that guided me along my path along the way. And as you know, I've been in executive leadership. Okay, I've done it. I've supported the C-suite. I've done it. Run my own business. I've done it. So I'm sharing with you the best to my knowledge in a very, very vulnerable way, by the way, how to center yourself so that you can self-talk your way to where you really want to go. Have you talked yourself out of it? Please remember your dreams, okay? It's never too late. So yeah, we have some voices that are going to come our way in the month of October. Some of you know them. One of the voices was actually on NBC5 with me this week, Cheryl Atkins Green. You know her name. She's one of the most powerful women in corporate America, named by Black Enterprise and some other huge national publications. She's a chief marketing officer at Mary Kay. That's right. She is a diva and she is a boss. And this is a lady that I've known for more than 15 years. Once my client, now my sponsor, advocate, mentor. Whenever I need anything from her, I can call on Cheryl. And she calls on me. But someone else is going to come to the table. Some of you have met her because she has either trained you, mentored you, coached you. She may have spoken at your organization. She may have spoken at your company. Her name is Trudy Bourgeois, and Trudy is my mentor coach. In fact, if it wasn't for Trudy, I would not have been able to even write this book because I needed to discover my own value. Have you discovered your value? Do you know what your value is? And I'm not just talking market value. That's important. I'm talking about the intrinsic value that you have to run something, okay? You are entitled. And until you understand why you're entitled, and you have to go back into your story. Trudy talks about all of this, and it is Trudy's exercise that helped me to get to this place, and it's how I'm guiding my clients to this day, okay? So I'm going to bring Trudy to you in October. Guess who else I'm going to bring to you? And these ladies really understand how to be authentic despite what the world says about Black women and women of color. This is what we're talking about. We know all of that stuff is going on. We know the tragedies that are happening outside on the streets, and we also know the tragedies that are going on inside. There are careers that they're dying of violence inside of corporate America, okay? Yeah, we know. It's called bias. It's called racism. It's called microaggressions. We talk about it in the book. But this book talks about what are you going to do anyway? What are you going to do despite? What are you going to do? You know, they're going to be like that. There's some companies trying to fix it. There's some companies that want to end up on the right side of history. But while we wait, do we wait? Because retirement is right there, y'all. Some of y'all are right there in the middle. You're on the verge of either leaving corporate America, retiring, or just sitting there until somebody taps you on the shoulder. That's what we want to get out of. We don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to do it anymore. So the next voice that I want to bring to the table for you in October is Cheryl Grace, Senior Vice President at Nielsen. You know her. She's Powerful Penny. PowerfulPenny.com. She has literally put extrapreneurship to work. And she is a powerful lady. In fact, she is the lady whose data comes to bear for us to move many of these multicultural marketing programs forward. That's right. Cheryl used to travel the country just like I did, speaking to everybody. Now she does it virtually, but she also takes in mentees. You've probably seen her live on the pink couch on LinkedIn Live. Yeah, I'm going to bring Cheryl to bear. Cheryl is a diva. Cheryl does it in 4-inch heels, okay? And she is unapologetically herself. You need to meet her because she has some really good things to say. I'm going to present these conversations in fireside chats, okay? Some of them may be live and multicasted just like this. Others of them may be private in a Zoom where you can say what you need to say without your nosy colleagues, bosses. You know how that goes. LinkedIn, especially. Can I tell you how judgy a place you are? You're judgy. You're so judgy. We are trying to share with leaders, and I see you share it all the time. Be your authentic self. Shine. Don't dim your shine. But where do we pick people apart the most? LinkedIn. How are you supposed to grow your personal brand if you know that your colleagues are going to whisper about you at work? Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah, we know you do it. So listen, October is going to be exciting. I'm even going to bring on America's psychologist because this is the guy that absolutely affirmed the concept that really is the hook in this book. The hook is about flipping privilege. Yeah, we talk about privilege, all the kinds of privilege, not just white privilege. White privilege is at the center of what makes us double outsiders in corporate America. But there are other kinds of privilege too. But when we talk about the white privilege, I raise a question. Since we are othered, since we are in the margins, is there something in white privilege that presents an opportunity to those who are othered? I want you to think on that because whether you've read the book, you'll probably find out there are actually four things. There are four things that we can leverage on our behalf to say no thanks. I'll include myself. That's what we're talking about, okay? I'm going to bring Dr. Jeff Gardere to you. I'm not doing it on the podcast. They've been on the podcast. I'm going to bring them to you. We're either going to multicast or we're going to do it in a private author event. I want you to be on my social media channels to monitor for when these things happen because we're going to promote them. But October is going to be chock full. And I'm going to have some surprise guests here and there. So you got to be on the lookout. So who wants a book? Who's around? Who wants a book? Let's see. We have, who's on here? I got to put on my glasses to read the little bitty type on Instagram. Let's see. Caleb, how you doing, Caleb? I have David. Yeah. And Kimmy. Good to see you, Kimmy. Hi, Carolyn. Good to see you too. Whoever is on live across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, I see your eyeballs, but I need you to shout me out. I saw Amanda on Facebook. Good to see you. I want to see who else is here. I'm going to click there. And yeah, I know, Amanda, you're from Tyler Street. That's my K through 12. Y'all, I went to a private school about this big. K through 12. And let's see who else is on. Show me who else is on. Anybody else? Okay, look. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to close this window so it's not in the way. Let's give away some books. Let's ask a question. I'm going to ask a trivia question and turn off that so it won't bother us. A little extra noise there. All right. So let's ask a question. See what's a good one. Some of you know me. Some of you don't know me. Some of you have read the book. So all is fair in love and war, right? Okay. What is the one thing that you absolutely must do in order to say no thanks? I'll just include myself. I'm going to make it multiple choice, okay? Number 1, you must walk tall. That's A, okay? B, you must know your value. That's B. C, you must know the rules and play by the rules, okay? These are all things in the book, but I'm talking about the one core thing that you must do in order to say no thanks. I'll just include myself. And number or letter, where are we? A, B, C, D. D, okay. D is, let's see, it's going to be, gosh, you got to buy the book, okay? So that's going to be D. That's my little plug. Hint, 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 hint. Okay, so A, walk tall in your own power, okay? B, know your value. C, what was C? I can't remember what C is. C was something like know the rules and play by them. And D, buy the book. Which is it? Shout me out here on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I got 2 books. So if you get it right, I will shout you out right now. A, B, C, or D. It seems like I saw somebody on Facebook shout out an answer. I've got an answer on Facebook. I'm not going to shout it out. Oh, there's 2. Okay. Kimmy on Natural B. You said know your value. Very good. And then Amanda on Facebook, know your value. These books are yours. Please direct message me on whatever platform you are so I can get your information and ship these to you today. Congratulations. I appreciate it. Awesome. Now, just a word before I go. It's a very serious time right now, okay? I know there are some of you out there that don't get the heft of this because it does not impact you the way it does me, my sisters, and my brothers, and even other people of color or marginalized people that get it. There's some that don't. That's in another chapter, okay? But those of us who it impacts, I spent some time today with women, primarily women of color, who are in pain. I had an emergency group session today. And I just drop of the hat had it made it happen because I'd been talking to women throughout the day who are in pain. They're in the workplace right now, being asked to do the work that they're always asked to do. Nobody's seeming to even bring it up, ask how they're doing, let up. One of my people going through planning season right now, and she has felt extra pressure on top of this decision that was made on yesterday regarding Breonna Taylor. You don't have to understand it. All you need to do is have some empathy and understand that it impacts somebody, and it may even be your coworker who happens to be of color. Over the weekend, I would love to challenge you to take a walk in someone else's shoes. Not just yours, somebody else's. And primarily someone of color, someone Black, more specifically, a Black woman. And watch that news story from her perspective and then come back to work and do something different. That's the message I want to leave with you today on a Friday. I know we had fun giving away books, but I need you to know we are living in a very crucial time with more than 200,000 deaths thanks to COVID-19, most of them people of color, most of them Black, most of them Latino. And then on top of it, this. Now, add to it the economic pressures, what's going on in Washington, that's impacting us all. We got an election staring us down the throat that is like no other election in history. Yes, I'm going to bring it up. All of that bears down on people. They say when America sneezes, Black America gets the flu. And it's true. So, all of that to be said, practice empathy. Up your game in cultural IQ. Okay? Read a book. This is a great place to start to understand the mental gymnastics we must do to get to the top. I love you all. Y'all have a very great weekend. Kimmy, Amanda, hit me up in the DMs. Let me get you the book. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you online.